morning and welcome back. Sorry for that technical mix-up. And just like I was saying, it was all action yesterday in the Carabao Cup as Bournemouth defeated Everton. And then Gerard Piqué, as long as Robert Lewandowski sent off in their win against Osasuna away from home yesterday. Good morning, I am Daniel Obasi. And welcome to Sports Recap.
All right, thank you. I am Memo Cynthia. So I also will be giving you the stories, starting with the local scene before we enter to what happened in the European League and everything. Yes, okay, starting with the local scene, we have Barca Queens have a date with history in the second edition of the CAF Women's Champions League as they face Asfar Rabat in the second semi-final of the competition today. The Prosperity Girls have already set a Nigerian record after scaling the hurdles of the group stage. And of course, the Prosperity Girls finished second in Group B behind Mamelodi Sundowns ladies with 6 points from only 3 matches.
I think they've already done it. They've already shown us that this is what they are made of. 85 million already in their bag for Naira for qualifying for the semi-final. So I think they should go all out. Nothing is really up for them. They have nothing to lose, but they have $400,000 US dollars if they eventually win the title. But at the end of it, I think Barca Queens have shown from the Super 6, NWFL Super 6, that they are ready to take on the world, and this is what they are doing at the moment.
So do you think they'll win the match?
Against the side who were told in the media edition talking about AS Rabat of Morocco, it's going to be difficult because they have experience. They got something last season, but I think Barca Queens are up for the task.
All right, still talking in the local scene where the interim management committee of the Nigerian Professional Football League, that is the NPFL, has invited the 20 participating clubs to a meeting scheduled for November 14 in Abuja. Of course, that notice sent to club and signed by the IMC's head of operations, that is Davison Owumi. The clubs were informed that the meeting will hold from 6 p.m. though no agenda was listed in the notice of invitation. No agenda listed. What exactly is the meeting holding for?
Definitely, it's more like a preparation for the NPFL. It's just so sad for us that up until now we've not gotten to see anything from the from the NPFL. But hopefully, like you said, this meeting will probably trigger something good. Everyone is saying December would be the starting date. But come on, we have to get things up and running. We are seeing match day 13 across Europe. We're seeing in South Africa, the South African League. We've seen the Kenyan League started and all of that. But yet we are not seeing the NPFL. So I think this meeting is a build-up to what we should be expecting in come December or probably next year. But I think this meeting is crucial for how we move under a new leadership and under a new administration in the White House, in the Glass House.
All right, let's go quickly to Europe, starting with boxing, where Anthony Joshua's promoter, talking about Eddie Hearn, lost faith with boxing after collapse of Tyson Fury talks. Hearn said AJ was in talks about a potential all-British heavyweight clash in December, and Fury set several public deadlines for the fight to be agreed, but the deal was never finalized. Instead, Tyson Fury defends his WBC heavyweight title when he takes on Derek Chisora at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on December 3rd.
I think it's sad for Joshua not being with the belt. He even said he hurt to be not become champion any longer, because I could feel the pain and all of that. Waking up every morning, you do not see those belts any longer. It's really, really painful, and I think that's just what it is. But I think for me, he should have actually done what Wilder is actually doing. Wilder fought with a lesser opponent and defeated him. We saw, we are wishing Robert Helenius a quick recovery from that heavy bout he suffered from Rwanda. But the report we are getting is the fact that Joshua would be up against Deontay Wilder next year. So I think Joshua needs to step up his game. That's just what I would say.
All right, let's just hope that the fight between Wilder and Joshua should happen next year.
I pity him already.
All right, talking about the World Cup now. Yes, Gareth Southgate has made personal fitness checks on his World Cup walking wounded, with Rhys James set to miss out. And of course, England boss Southgate has already finalized his 26-man squad to Qatar with James, Kyle Walker and Kevin Phillips, who would in normal circumstance be selected in Thursday's squad. It's a sad one to see that Rhys James will be missing this one. He's supposed to be the first out of any other left back or right back that they would definitely choose because of his passes and his defense and duels.
I think it's a sad one for this young man. It would have been his first World Cup appearance, but all of this due to injury. It's so sad seeing someone who has worked so hard trying to get to this point in his career, and then all of a sudden injury robs him off of this one. I pity him so much, but like you said, Gareth Southgate is really even in more pains than we are, because at the moment, even a Trent Alexander-Arnold, who probably would have even been tipped even ahead of Reece James, is not in form for Liverpool defensively, and that is what you need a right back for. And talking about talking about Kai Walker is also recovering from injury. Now it leaves only one room for the Newcastle right back, talking about Kieran Trippier, to have actually taken that. But I think he might not even make the list. So I think for Gareth Southgate, he needs to do better. Probably include a Trippier into that squad, and then let's see how, because James going to the World Cup is a really, really big doubt for me.
Okay.
And then, all right, still talking about injury woes, as we saw yesterday, between the game between Bayern Munich and Werder Bremen, we saw Sadio Mane, Senegalese player, actually being taken off, and there has been a lot of reports coming in that this might just not see this man go into the Mundial. But some people are also of the school of thought that this man is strong enough, he's African, he will definitely be back 13 days from now for their first game against the Netherlands.
Well, Sadio Mane limping up from that match was a scare for Senegal, because he's the man that definitely will want to play all the games in Senegal, and also he's the man up front in Bayern Munich club. But then, would you also say that these are what is happening in other clubs? We see Benzema, I don't know if the injury is not healing or they don't want him to play. We see some Barcelona fans, some Barcelona players that are from Spain being benched. Is this happening to save them to come into the World Cup? Because I don't understand what's happening.
Some schools will believe that, yes, for Benzema, trying to keep him away from club football. Now, but the question now would be the fact that there's only just one club game remaining before the World Cup, before the players go up and join.
One club game can cause more injuries.
Yes, it can cause. I think everyone is trying to play safe, and especially for their key players. And I think what Bayern is doing also, Lou, will find out, okay, take him up. This is the man who has Senegal on his back. Like, he takes we saw what he did in the African Cup of Nations, and even what he did even in the World Cup qualifiers against Egypt. So I think for me, this is just a good time. Okay, go check what is going on with him. It was a knock. Let's go see what happens to this man. We do not want to risk it. He has Senegal. Everyone in Senegal is depending on Sadio Mane to recover and all of that. So I think for me, it was a good call to let him have. But now let's take a bus walk away from that one to where we see Liverpool are currently up for sale at the moment. With all of this, do you think it is a very good call for Liverpool? They want to sell the club at the moment. They saw Chelsea do it. 4.2 billion, 5 billion pounds, and now they are also asking in that same tune at the moment.
Well, it just has to do with who will buy the club, and when a club is handed to a new owner, it depends on what the club can be. Talking about Newcastle, that was handed to a new owner, and you see that they are in the 3rd position. So it just depends. If Liverpool gets a good buyer, we have the UFC fighter talking about bidding for Liverpool.
McGregor.
So yeah, McGregor is trying to buy the club. So it depends on the buyer. If the buyer buys it, puts in money, invest in it, Liverpool can still be Liverpool that we know, you know. So it just depends. Why they're selling it, God knows why. But of course, it's business, and then that's what makes the world go round. Also, we see the pair between Barca and Manchester United. What do you have to say about that European class? Xavi has come out to say he doesn't like the pair. He's really sad that he's paired with Manchester United.
Life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. And then I see a 2011 repeat itself, the UEFA Champions League final, 3-1 in favor of Barcelona, and that's just what probably we'll see. And also, do not forget the UEFA Champions League big guns also, last year's finalists in the UEFA Champions League, Liverpool up against Real Madrid, PSG also going up against Bayern Munich. So a lot of fixtures will be going for Chelsea. Chelsea says, for Chelsea fans, they are saying it's a little bit too easy for them. Okay, because it's Borussia Dortmund, but there is no Erling Braut Haaland any longer. But I think it's a very good fixture, a very good draw, and I just can't wait for every of them to unfold even after the World Cup.
All right, then, that's the much we can take on Sports Recap. Do well to follow us across our social media. Handles are Hughes TV. And I am Memo Cynthia Asoya.
And I am Daniel Obasi.